So this is going to be for Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. I hope all of you are doing so great. Let's go ahead and see what's coming in for the energies of Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Spirit, please show us Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. You don't want something. It's like, why are you trying to force me? You might be like, you're trying to force me to take something that I'm like, yuck, no. It reminds me of a child who's like, I used to get this green, it was like a green Robitussin stuff, and it had the most horrible flavor. But, I mean, you have to take it. Back then, there was nothing else. But you're like, I don't want that. No. Anything but that. Why? They're trying to give it to you. They're like, here. It's what we got. It's the best. Okay. This person is inexperienced. And, even worse. So there's a person who could be like, for the Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, they're trying to give you the not so nice item. So I've been in situations like that. Like I went somewhere and they were trying to sell me something for half off of this item that was like $600. And they're like, it's $300 today, but only this weekend. And I was like, okay. And I do some research online first and I found out there's side effects. I'm like, I don't think I want that. And then I also found out, hey, it could be expired, because if it's expired, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to offload. So that's what this is. They're trying to offload it on you, and you're like, I don't want that. Why are they trying to offload it? They make you feel like you have no other choice but to offload or to take what they're offloading. Whatever it is, the medication, products, foods, they're like, here, take it. All of this is half off or more. It's like, it's all 80% off. And you're like, why? It's all gone rotten. Okay, they're on the same level as you. You're a Page of Cups. You're like, I'm kind of, friendly. But they're like, this is my new business. So they're kind of coming at you like, not very established. They're not very established. They're a Page of the Pentacles. Now these energies could be swapped. It could be a water sign you're dealing with. You feel like you're under some kind of pressure to take what they're offering you. You're like, I want to do whatever it takes. Okay, so you commit to it and you say, well, I'll do it if other people are doing it. You might say no. There's a King of the Swords with the Hangman. There might be something where you're like, no, I'm put in a very awkward situation here. I'm not doing that. I'll be stuck. And Eight of Cups. So this could also be a person around you where you are like, I need to appraise or negotiate. And this person is like, no way. No. Because it's like committed to other people. So if somebody is trying to offload something and you're like, I want to negotiate. Let's negotiate. Because the root of the issue is negotiation, appraising the value. And then there's like this hard ass who's like, you're putting me in a weird situation. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Okay, all because it's like, well, this has value to me. It's something that I treasure. Somebody is a coin to a 4. They're trying to like lowball or you're trying to protect what's yours, and they're like, let's share it. Let's give it away. Let's, I don't know, auction it off or something. And you're like, no, either or somebody is saying there's a lot more value to it than that. I'm considering, let's do it again. So we'll see. Because it reminds me of what I just went through, where someone was like trying to sell me expired proper products, or, you know, oh, it's only 2 months away from expiring. Well, when was it made? 3 years ago. And you're like, let me look that up online. Let me do my research. What's going on with Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo? You know the value of something. If someone's like 4 of Cups, they're like, I refuse. Show us the energies around Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo and affecting them. What's coming in, predictive, future. Okay. It could be vice versa, where you want something and they're like, no, refusing. There's a water queen here, pretty prominent. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. They are 4 of coin. They're like, it's mine. It's no one else's. I don't want to say F you, but 8 of Cups. They're like, F you. Why? 2 of Swords, you don't know. You're like, why? You're trying to understand and be neutral. Queen of the Swords. It puts somebody under a lot of pressure to change something. And you're like, well, no one needs to know. It can be quiet. Nobody needs to know this. The Moon on the Death. So there's something where it's like maybe even someone is saying, keep the secret. Don't tell anyone. The sun will shine on it and you won't like it. It was done in the dark, behind closed doors. Ooh. So somebody did something in the dark behind closed doors. Someone finds this out, and now it's like fighting after the fact. Okay, your energy's not bad. You're like, I'm fine. I have everything I need. They're the fool. They took a risk. Oh, they may have been stupid or not planning. Whimsical. Okay. There's someone hates the fact that someone advised this or told this. Someone advised or told someone to do this. There is a King of Swords in the past. Someone who said, this is what's happening. And now it's like, okay, let's change this. Let's fight for this. I want to be involved. I want to do it my way. And then someone's like, no, you won't. A Water King and the Cup of Emotions overflows. And then you're trying to defend yourself or block off and avoid. And heal. And let it go and recover. You do come into a 2 of Cups with this person. Or you are in a 2 of Cups with someone else. That there's conflict around this situation. And there's a need for negotiation. There's an Empress. Okay. There could be a mother, matriarch, mom figure. Person of high quality or high value and standards. You don't like what you're finding out, though. That's part of the problem. You're like, I don't really like that. I'm not so sure why the earth signs don't like that so much. What happens here with the earth signs? Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. The goal. What was the goal? Someone feels like they have no other choice. They're put in a very awkward situation. There's an energy of needing to negotiate here over a Page of Pentacles, a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, needing to be evaluated or have an evaluation. Okay, this person is really kind of, you're just like, okay, I don't want to be a part of this, because it's like there could be someone who needs an evaluation. Like, you need to be evaluated. Like, there's something wrong there. And they may have rushed into something. They may not have checked. Fool energy is like very foolhardy, trusting, but also not planning, just kind of saying, oh, okay, here, whatever. Water King. Someone's really emotional. Someone who is in an Empress energy with a Water King, there's a person who feels like they're very responsible, like everything is on them, and they are trying to plan without any means once they find this out. Okay, there's Mercury and Magician and Discovery and a new coin. Okay, so something's been found out, discovered, arranged by this person who said, this is what's happening. This is how it's going to go. There's 2 kings here, so they could be people in power. There's 3 kings, actually, and a queen. So there's 3 kings and a queen. So there's a couple and 2 other people who said, like, this is how it's going to go, and the cup of emotions overflows. Okay. For a Page of Fire, Aries, Leo, or Sag. Something is researched, and someone's like, I don't care, I don't want that, you can't force me to do that, I don't want it. And that's where the sun comes in. So the sun shines on things that are hidden in the dark. And this is hard for you. This is really hard for you because of someone's refusal. And you're surprised too. You're like, what? 10 of Cups. Maybe you've known this person a long time. Maybe this is the standard. There's like some kind of standard that someone didn't do or didn't meet. There's someone who like made this choice to heal or recover, but also 7 of Swords to the Hierophant, leave a situation, abandon their duty. There is healing and there is an abundant amount coming in though. So there is this energy of 4 of Cups affecting everything. There's an energy of somebody just saying, you know what, it's not for me. I don't care. That's not what I want. No thanks. And that energy is affecting everything. It's either affecting you or you're the one who's feeling that way. Just want one more time. Let's see, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. A 4 of Cups is like, that's not really my thing. I don't want that. It's not like a severe hatred for it. It's just like, I don't like Chinese food, or I don't like spaghetti. I don't like that. And so it's passed over. It's like, I don't want that. No. Let's see. There's someone who is a skilled person, magician. Wow. So there is someone who is trying to be manipulative or change and arrange after Fool and Justice. Somebody is trying to persuade someone after they stood up and fought back against. So there could have been someone who was in a fight. The consequences are coming. For this person, for whatever happened. it is going to manifest into something that requires immediate attention. Someone is trying to negotiate. Now, this could even be about like an auto collision. The energy around you is like immediate, this is what I'm doing. And then someone's like, this is my goal, to negotiate, to negotiate, appraise. It turns into something real that you're not so happy with, where you're like, that puts a lot of pressure on you, and it also feels very unfair. And you're just like, look, let's just you need time to think about this. It has to work out well for everyone here. There's two queens, a water sign and a fire sign, who are probably quite involved in this situation. They are queens in their own right, and they are coming, and your energy is 4 of swords. No, 3 of coin. A commitment has been made, but there is a 4 of swords around your energy where you're like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to discuss. Knight of swords. Someone here gets angry, maybe at you, or someone gets very angry at a woman here. An earth queen, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. There could be a lot of text messages going back and forth. You're quite surprised by this. What happens here? Someone doesn't care. They're just like 4 of cups. Like, I don't care, whatever. There's a lack of caring. And a 4 of coins. Something's held back. They're just like, I don't care. I'm not risking anything. 10 of pentacles. Somebody has everything. All their assets. And 10 of cups. In a family, they have all their assets. And the 8 of coin. They're looking at everything specifically, and then the death comes in. So it closes out and ends. There's an announcement made by a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sag. This person's immature or young, or in their mind they're young, but they kind of are immature, but you find out the truth. You evaluate the worth of this, and you think that this is not appropriate. And so you leave. You're like, okay, no. And then you're asking to be neutral. Like, can I be a neutral person in this? And they may say no. 10 of swords. You can't be neutral. Oh. There's a liar, though. So there's someone who has lied, and they've lied in the past. So this air queen, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone these two people who are threatening or being very straightforward, no nonsense, business, all business. Those people, they are liars. And they are, so if somebody is saying, this is the price, this is the value, somebody is like, you're trying to say, well, I don't want to be involved then, I just want to stay neutral. And they're like, no, you can't stay neutral. So then for you, you're like, well, I want to stay neutral. I don't care. I don't want to be involved. And they're like, no, you have to be involved. You have to have an opinion. Can you do like, I plead the fifth? I don't know. Where you're like, I don't want to incriminate myself. Like, what is this? So then you're like, well, if I'm being forced to testify, that's what it feels like. Forced to testify. Then they're like, well, we're lying anyway. So that makes no sense. So then they're lying anyway. They're the moon to a 7 of swords. You're put in a very awkward situation by this person who's like telling you, you have to do this. I don't like that. Who gives them the right? Who gives them the right? Oh. Oh, yeah, you're very neutral. And this person is like, no, you do come to a Two of Cups in the world. Okay, the goal is to understand based on the past, Cup of Emotions, fire, air, fire. Someone's in charge, a water queen, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This person changes the situation based on the day of consequences, the day of judgment. It takes a lot of strength and something is committed to. Someone's under a lot of pressure. A fire king, Aries, Leo, Sag. And there's an earth queen, a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Feminine or male. This person is not the dominant. And there's a chance taken here. Fire king or earth king, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. You may be knowing the secret or keeping the secret for this fire queen, Aries, Leo, Sag. They're very disappointed or sad that there is a conflict. They are trying to heal or recover and they find out the truth and they're kind of pissed off about that. Okay. I don't know who you're dealing with here. These energies are like, I just heard the phrase, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I don't know what that's about. What's good for the goose? So what's good for the husband and wife? It's like, what? Makes no sense. Makes no sense, except for someone is lying. They are a Seven of Swords to Moon. They're like shady ass negotiators. What is this? Shady ass negotiators. You don't like it at all. Three of Swords. In fact, you take offense to it. Seven of Swords to a death in the moon. Someone's trying to persuade you that, oh, you know, they're trying to Knight of Cups to your fire and under a lot of pressure. So they're like trying to sugarcoat it. You're trying to fight against something that's already been done, and then you're trying to evaluate. Wow. There's definitely a magician around this. Somebody highly manipulative with tools, skills, and you're like, Four of Cups. I don't want it. Magician, Chariot. You're determined to do this because you want what's fair, but you're dealing with spies, Fire King, Empress. Curious, asking questions, making demands, an Empress, a matriarch, a mother, finding out the truth, being simple, being friendly. There is justice around an energy. And Six of Air, wanting to move on, not wanting to be involved. Page of the Coin, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Somebody's a fool. They may have made a mistake. They may have done something foolhardy. Somebody's waiting for the response, and this King of Air comes in. This person, like I said, is very unnecessarily... you're dealing with someone who's dealing with someone else who is very unnecessarily cruel. Nine of Cups. You feel like this is the right thing. For what? Why do you feel like this is the right thing? It affects everyone and it provides a lot, but it's not enough. So 10 of coin to a 5 of coin. You're left out in the cold. You're abandoned. You're left out. But there is a lot here. And a king and a queen of pentacles. You and someone else come into this victory. All right. That's what I have. See you next time.